Ooh, here's another one on this one. Oh, get it, good. Oh, this one feels good.
Might be in the weeds. Might be a big fish too. I think that's a big fish. Oh, I love that. You just fight him, I got the net, I'm ready for action.
Nice big fish. That's fish of the day right there.
Yeah. That's a big. I don't know if we want to leave here right minute.
Okay. I'll give you 12 more minutes.
Look at that.
That's a big chunky one there.
Oh, good. The camera's still on. See how fast that happened? Bam! Man, oh man, what a beautiful fish. Good deal. This is Cal Kellogg, and I'm inviting you to join me at Collins Lake aboard the FHS pontoon boat. Look at all these big, beautiful Collins Lake trout we've caught over the past year. The lake level is up, fall trout plants are underway, and I've got a lot of availability for instructional trout fishing trips. Go on over to fishhuntshoot.com. Book your trip today, and we'll be yelling fish on tomorrow. Hey guys, Cal Kellogg here. I took a day off from guiding at Collins Lake. I went out and I harvested this huge buck. Of course, I'm kidding. I am home today. It is Sunday. I am doing chores. I am putting out the Christmas ornaments today. And I'll be back up to lake real soon. I just came off of a week of guiding, and I thought I'd kind of give you the lowdown. This is the Foothills fishing report. I've spent my time at Collins, but Comanche, Amador, and the other Foothills lakes, especially the smaller ones, are all fishing very similarly. Is that a word? I'm not sure. But they're all fishing about the same. The conditions are about the same. So what we saw at Collins Lake this week is we saw the water temperature drop about 1.5 degrees. Surface temperature, 55 degrees to start the day right now. And the water remains pretty stained, and you're going to have that stained water at Amador. You're going to have somewhat stained water at Comanche, but it's a fair amount clearer there. All three lakes are being planted. Both pan-size keeper trout and trophy trout are up for grabs. What we found at Collins was we found the trout, the most active trout, to be in the top 6 feet of the water column, and they proved to be challenging to get on the troll, and I think it's 100% due to the stained nature of the water. But there were a few tricks that we employed to get the fish on the troll. Number one, the best trolling bite is between about 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock when the water is fully exposed to the sun. And I don't think that has a lot to do with the temperature rise. You do see about a 2-degree temperature rise during the day. But more than that, what I think it has to do with is light penetration. You've got maybe 18 inches of visibility out there. When you get that high sun, the fish can simply see the lures better. To draw the fish in, it is absolutely critical right now to be using a lure with a ton of vibration and or a dodger or flashers, something that creates a lot of vibration, because the fish aren't going to look over there and see your lure 10 feet away. They've got to feel that vibration. They've got to move into the area and then see your lure. Our number one offering this week was a 4-inch watermelon colored fisheye dodger trailing a worm about 4 feet under the surface during that midday time period. We landed fish on that rig up to about 4 pounds. We lost a very nice fish that we just about had in a net that was, 6 to 7 pounds. So that has been our top trolling option. We've also been popping a few fish on grubs still, a few fish on flies. Everything is from 6 feet to the surface. So we haven't got anything, deeper than about 10. And the closer you keep your lures to the surface, the better off you are. And again, I think it's a visual thing with the fish. They're down a little bit. You've got the high sun. I think they can look up, and I think the lure gives them a nice hard silhouette above them, and it just helps them zero in on the bait because they're having a hard time seeing it. Now, if you want non-stop action at any of the lakes I just mentioned, you want to go out and you want to fish bait. I did a video last week about how trout move in the winter. First they move to the surface, then they move to the banks. And that has absolutely happened at Collins Lake and other foothill lakes. The clearer water is high in the water column because the silt is filtering down, and the clearest water is along the bank. So we are finding a lot of fish in 2 to 4 feet of water, just, feet off the shoreline. We caught one fish on power bait this week that was maybe 3 feet off the bank. We're anchoring up in 15 to 20 feet of water, and we are casting towards shore. We are dropping our baits no more than 15 feet off the bank in most cases. Water depth, maybe 4 feet. We're floating the power bait up about 20 inches. So those fish are dang near on the surface when they're taking the bait. We caught a lot of fish on power bait this week. All the different colors were working: green, yellow, and one called Tequila Sunrise. Those were our top colors, but we caught fish on just about every color. The fish are a little finicky, or should I say maybe a little lethargic on the strike. You'll see, we leave a belly in the line. You'll see them start to take up that slack. We very quickly pick up the rod, open the bail, aim the rod at the fish, and let that fish run anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds, sometimes a full minute. But we try to let that fish run until line is streaming off the reel. Engage the bail, have the angler tip up, start reeling. We tell them reel until you find the fish, and when that line comes tight, it's fish on. Most of our rods are spooled up with 10 to 15 pound braid. We go down to a fluorocarbon leader. We really like the braid because we get a good solid hook set just off the reel, and we can also see the braid very well from the rod tip to the water. We try to maintain that belly in the line. When that line starts to go, that signals a bite, and then we go into action on the rod. It's been very effective. Yesterday, put 15 fish in the boat to about 4 pounds on power bait. Day before that, limits. Day before that, I think we had 11 fish for 3 anglers. And we would have had limits that day, except they wanted to go check out some trolling. We picked up one nice fish on the troll. So very productive bait fishing right now. Get out on the ends of the points. If you're fishing from the bank, don't overcast the fish. Don't cast your bait out into 20 feet of water. It's going to be slow out there. Cast your bait out 8 or 10 feet. Get back from the rod a little bit. Get those baits in shallow water, or drift your bait underneath a slip bobber, and you are going to be yelling fish on. That is our Foothills fishing report. Looks like we might have a little bit of rain coming up here the second week in December. Until then, the conditions are going to be very similar. I expect the temperatures to stay stable or maybe drop a degree or so, but nothing major is in the forecast that's going to really change the conditions in the short term. Get on out there, enjoy some pre-Christmas fishing action. I will see you here on YouTube real soon. And if you want to go out, you want to go fishing with me, you want to learn how to trout fish hands-on, go on over to fishhuntshoot.com and book a trip. I've got plenty of availability in December, and we'll have lots of fun out on the water. I'm Kel Kellogg. Catch you later. Thanks a lot, guys.